So this is my first time doing it like this, though, where like I'm not using my computer, because eventually I would love to just have my computer like as something I can use.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like something in my lap, bro. So, but yeah, man, I don't really do intros anymore. We just chopping it up, just having conversations.
I'm cool, man.
I want it to be casual. I want it to be chill. But yeah, man, wanted to tell you about, have you ever had a ghost before? I'm not sponsored or anything, but.
I actually haven't, bro. I was trying to think. I haven't. I had a Celsius and the Red Bulls, but I haven't had. I've been skeptical, man. And maybe you can be an advocate for them. Like something about Sour Patch energy drink doesn't seem healthy to me.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Like I have a bad addiction to caffeine itself. One second.
Oh, so they ain't bother me. I can talk to you. I can talk to you louder if need be.
I just wonder if Mike's would have picked it up. But yeah, I don't think they're healthy at all. Like when it comes to the consumption of caffeine. But when it comes to the ingredients, man, it's really not too bad. Mm-hmm. But I genuinely feel like I'm going to be on those commercials.
So like, how many calories is that?
It's 5 calories.
See, and like, so I know Red Bull, the sugar-free ones is 10, and like Celsius is 10 calories.
So I think the world that Ghost came out, C4s came out, Celsius drinks came out, Monster and Red Bull had to compete with them. Mm-hmm. So Monster and Red Bull had to be like, all right, you guys aren't doing any sugar technically, right. So how do I drop the calories in ours? So Red Bull and Monster both have their own version of it, but at the same time, I think when it's 5 calories, like there's something in there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, it's really like so. And I know it's probably not the healthiest, but again, it's because I drink coffee too.
Yeah.
But I have a Red Bull here and there. But
yeah.
My biggest, and I told you before, my biggest thing is just watching how many calories I'm taking in. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of ignorant to when it comes to what I'm actually putting in my body. It matches my calorie goal.
Yeah.
So I can kind of be a little oblivious to what's actually in it. Like all the the glucose, the sucrose, and all of that.
See, and that's where like the biggest argument out there, if I had to read the ingredients, there's just one thing in here. I think it's artificial colors or something like that.
Yeah.
Like I think that's one of the biggest one, which ironically this doesn't have that. Natural and artificial flavor, which that concerns me. Like, what do you mean by that?
Because I was just talking to my brother, and what's the new one of the Paul brothers, the Prime.
Yeah,
he's talking about that, and I've heard mixed things about whether it's healthy or not. And
the thing about theirs, sorry to interrupt you, but the thing about theirs is it matches almost everything in this.
Right.
So I don't know why they're getting so much hate.
I've always been skeptical of anything that gets too popular too fast.
Yeah.
Okay, something's not right.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. So
that's the generation we live in, though. We live in that. Like, they are our generation. So when you think of Logan Paul, KSI, and Mr. Beast, I know they just dropped something called Lunchly. I don't know if you've heard of that.
Yeah, I've seen that commercial.
I was at Walmart today hoping they had some in there because I want to try it, bro. Like, I really do. But I think their influence isn't commercials. Their influence isn't billboards.
Right.
Like, they are themselves their own product.
For sure.
So kids love them.
And that makes it great.
And I'm not the biggest Logan Paul fan. But it's like there's things about him that I do like. So yeah, I tried Prime right away.
Yeah.
Like the energy drinks, like no one under 18 should really be drinking it. But the Prime hydration is really good. I don't know why people hate on it so much.
I heard it's coconut water based.
Yeah, it's so good. You know the end of a popsicle? Remember when it was growing up the end after you finish eating the little juice at the bottom?
Yeah.
That's exactly what it tastes like.
Okay, I'm gonna grab me
bro. Definitely try it out, man. Have you tried it before?
I have not.
Yeah, the Prime Energy is,
man. It got super popular. I'm like, no way, this is good for you.
Yeah, but it's really if you do the energy drink version, that if you're not used to caffeine, then you're gonna feel those jitters for sure, bro. But
I can handle it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, man, like I really do believe I might be in like those commercials where it says if you've been taking this, call this.
In 30 years from now. Yeah. But I think if you drink an energy drink, as long as you're not overdoing it every single day and you have a good workout regimen and stuff, you should be okay.
See, that's what my problem is, bro. That's what my problem is.
You doing it every day? Are you doing 7 out of 7 days?
Oh, pretty much, bro. Like it's bad. So like basically what I do is I buy the bulk version.
Oh shoot, man.
And but it's
I've never met no one who bought energy drink in bulk.
But it's the C4 it's the smaller C4s, the one that don't have sucralose in it. Like so yeah, I'll have these occasionally.
Okay.
But the ones that I have at home, it's because I have withdrawals, bro. Like caffeine withdrawals. Like I get such a bad headache.
You might be on that commercial.
Oh yeah, bro. I have a problem, man.
I do probably 1 or 2 a week, but I do coffee like 4 out of 7 days.
So that's where it's like my goal is to eventually get to coffee, but again, like I don't like the taste of coffee at all.
Man, so
that's not easy though, bro. That's not easy.
But And it kind of segued into, I guess, another conversation with kids now.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking about this actually a couple days ago, just to myself. Like, I need to really prioritize waking up early because, I mean, it's, obviously you get more time in the day.
Yeah.
I mean, that's obvious, but like literally, like I wake up at 6, my kids are still asleep. My wife Alexa, she's still asleep, so I can work out. Go to the store, get an energy drink, get a protein shake, come back, and they still asleep. So technically, I'm not missing no time with them. Whereas if I wake up at 8 o'clock, the boys are running around,
gotta go.
The day going. Now I gotta sacrifice time with them or with Alexis to work out or do whatever I gotta do. Whereas if I wake up early before them, I kind of get a good start to the day. And then I just feel like with me, being the husband and the father, I want to set the tone for them for the day. So I've been. Now, of course, I don't do it 7 days a week. I'm not gonna sit there a lot every day. I'm waking up at 5:30 in the morning. It's some days where
running 5 miles.
It's some days where I'm hitting snooze for sure. But I think just the goal of to be up before them. That way they get more time with me and vice versa.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get to.
And today I slept in, and it was really nice. And I would say a whole year, and maybe the last 4 years, I was waking up early, working out, and then like trying to go to bed early, and then had a kid within that time frame. And I try to keep that schedule going. So there is a balance with like, all right, if you're so stressed out just because you're waking up a couple extra hours early, I think it's good to go to bed, or like it's good to like sleep in a couple days over the week. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And,
like,
I don't want to be one of those people. You got to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. No excuses. Bro. That's how you get to $1 million. That's not. That's not it. And
and in all fairness, man, it's like the last 9 months. No, I would say the last year, there was a segment of my life where I was waking up at 4 every single day, working out every single morning, and not seeing any results in my body, though. Because I was so stressed. Like, my body wouldn't let me develop because...
And you just made a video about that, bro.
Yeah.
And that was a good video. Like, you have to be realistic. Or, like, you say if you're stressing out, like, you won't see the benefits of putting all the work out, eating healthy. Like, if you're stressed out, like, that plays a big factor in your health and your fitness and stuff like that, man.
And right now, since I have more free time since I left my 9 to 5, I actually been taking naps in the day. And I'm getting used to that, though. So now my problem is I'm napping too much.
Yeah, I'm still working on that, bro. I'm not a napper, man. I used to be, like, anti-nap, like, just lazy, just slumming. And, my wife, Alexis, she naps every day. Yeah. But, and when we first got married, I used to be like, come on, man, we got it. I grew up, grind. But naps are essential, man. Like, sometimes even if you're mentally tired, like, there's nothing wrong with just taking a nap or a rest and just kind of getting that rest to recoup and keeping on with your day.
Yeah. What would you say the importance is in staying active now being a father? Like, how important is it to you now?
It is vital.
Yeah.
I think, even just looking at, it's simple to me, man. A lot of these things, it's not easy to do, but the logic is simple. Like, kids, parents, we are their first example of so many different things. So, and this even goes to, like, what you're eating. If I'm eating chips and Snicker bars and I tell my son, LJ, hey, you want some broccoli? I'm like, dude, you're not even eating that. So I think even with being active, like, which is why I used to take him to the gym on Mondays, like to see his father play basketball or see him, like, he got some baby weights. Yeah. Because he see me working out, so now he goes in there and try to mirror some of the same work as I do. And it's cute, but it also kind of just reiterates the idea that I'm his example of a lot of these different firsts. So, like, me setting a tone that, hey, I'm taking my health serious, my fitness serious. Like, I'm not in the gym 3 hours, but he see me in there 45 minutes a day doing a good workout. He see me, cutting back on certain treats, snacks, eating a somewhat balanced meal that plays a factor in how he grows up. Because honestly, like, my son is 3 years old and he's not even big on, like, chocolate. Yeah. Like, if you get some, he might go crazy, but he don't have that lust for it because he hasn't even had that much. Yeah. He doesn't know, like, I want a Hershey's or I want a Crunch Bar or I want Kit Kats. Right. Like, and even Snickers. Now, sometimes I make jokes like, oh, that's nasty. Like, but I'm kind of getting him to see that, like, there's other good snacks. Like, luckily, they love fruit still. Like, it's expensive, but they love, they love strawberries and apples. Yeah. But like I said, the price-wise, you're definitely paying for it, man. But
it's worth it, though, because it's like, I know that, like, with my brother and me, my brother ate more fruits and more, like, vegetables at a younger age.
I don't think I ever seen your brother.
Huh? No, you never met my brother, but yeah, he lives in Seattle. But yeah, he was raised on, like, watermelons, apples, fruits, all that. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm pretty sure my parents tried with me. Right. But I'm pretty sure if we really had to break down what my parents did, and I don't know, so. But I think that they gave me chocolate sooner than my brother. Yeah.
You are big on sweets. I remember that. You are big on sweets.
And so I'm learning right now as a father that, like, man, like, and I just realized it maybe like a week ago, Like, I am showing my love through snacks sometimes.
Yes.
Because I, don't know how to patiently deal with my child, like, when he's just everywhere all the time.
Yeah.
So then it's like, do you want snacks? Because then that's my way of, like, thinking that he knows that I love him rather than just, like, showing affection in a different way.
Right.
And I was watching him eat, like, 7 different snacks in one day. And I'm like, I'm this health freak.
Right.
And I'm letting my son eat all. But it's
going through him.
Yeah, bro. And so I need to put that in check. And, you know, it's not that he even needs to put it in check. He just needs, but I'm also big on him exploring his taste buds too. Like, he's not allowed to have any juice right now though. Like, that's like my biggest thing.
Like, even like, what if it's like just
no juice. Like, he's allowed to have a smoothie.
Got you.
He's allowed to have, like, honestly, he's allowed to have a milkshake.
Okay.
But it's my thing is, like, I don't want juice in a cup at the house for him right now. So that's something that, like, that's my only rule, really.
Yeah.
So
let me ask you, what about when he goes to the grandparents' house?
Oh, he's not allowed to have so that's the one rule that they follow is like no juice.
Follow that.
Yeah, the no
that's
juice.
Over with my grandparents.
Yeah.
But like, at least I would try to dilute it like as much as I can.
Yeah.
Where it's like 3% juice and the rest water. But man, some of my grandparents, the strongest grape juice, not even the healthy grape drink, he kind, bro, and like. He pissing like crazy, bro.
Yeah.
So,
but no, that was I think my mother-in-law was most surprised that I wasn't as strict as like she thought I was going to be when it comes to like food and like. But it's really just juice. Juice was my number one rule.
Gotcha.
Everything else, like I'm cool with him exploring like foods, like the thing. So now the rules get very specific at that point. It's like if we go to McDonald's, me and Taryn, we're not buying him nothing.
Right.
He's allowed to have a piece of ours. I'm not buying him a meal though.
Gotcha.
So like, and right now with him being 2, like he just still doesn't know yet. Now when he's 4 or 5, to me that's gonna be different. It's like I don't think I want him knowing that we're gonna go to fast food and get him a meal. I don't want him to unlock that yet, but I'm also very big on when he hits 9, 10, 11, that he's gonna hang out with friends, stay the night at someone's house, and they're gonna be drinking juice, eating McDonald's. And it's like I have no problem with that. But it's like what I don't want is him to be begging for it and like craving it and thinking that that's all we're gonna like have at home.
So let me ask you. So why juice? I mean,
why juice?
Good, but why juice? Like,
so
why is that the forbidden sin?
For me, it's the accessibility of it.
Got you.
So like, if I'm gonna go get him McDonald's, I have to get out the house, go to the store or go to McDonald's, and then go order him something. So he sees that action, right? Whereas juice is just so accessible at the house.
Bad boy, right there.
Right there, yeah. So
fridge.
I don't want him yelling at the fridge because he kind of does it for ketchup. And so I had a big moment about ketchup in the house. So
kids be, bro, when they get hooked on some of the random things, bro.
And it was a whole conversation about ketchup too. Because Taryn didn't understand the ketchup thing. It's like, I don't mind him having ketchup. I don't want it to be presented to him.
It's motion sensor? Yeah. Man, we quiet in here, man. We gotta get moving.
I forgot.
It's fancy.
What's the time on that? So I guess about 15.
I'll just kick my leg up a little bit, man. State of the art gym here, folks.
But yeah, so like ketchup was a thing too. So I don't want it to be presented.
Was it more so like whenever he run out, he's like, I need ketchup now?
Yeah, or like
patience or whatever.
Yeah, or something that I tell Taryn all the time. It's like, let's say we go to a steakhouse. Try the steak first before you put sauce
like
on
whatever
it.
the food it is, I need ketchup with this immediately.
Yeah. So that's something I'm trying to teach. It's like I love ketchup with my nuggets. I really do. But no matter where I go, I'm always going to eat the food at its like driest form to just see naturally what it tastes like.
Okay.
Before I season it again, before I add some hot sauce, like I'm always going to do that. That's just my thing.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and so, but I want to teach him to taste the food,
right,
rather than expect the sauce. So
it's tough though, man, because you got to remember our kids are so young, so they don't have that logic. Ability to unlock yet. So right now it's straight off a cause and effect. If I eat I get my ketchup. So it's okay. I'm even doing it. And what it really is, it's just more so like a patience thing, I think. I mean, I'm still learning. There's only 3. So I don't know. Don't quote me on this, but like he has things where he's real kind of itching for like Pop-Tarts. His thing is Pop-Tarts right now.
Okay.
So like he wakes up probably like around 7 in the morning. I'm talking about sometimes it's 7:01. Cruster right here. He come down, Pop-Tart. And like, every second he's getting more and more angry.
Yeah.
Like I'm upstairs working sometimes and he started yelling, so I'm going downstairs. Hey, what's going on? I'm like, hey, hold on, like, bro, it's 7:04.
You want his Pop-Tart?
I'm like, give mama some time. So I'm trying to help him just have that. Just understand, like, you have to wait when you ask for things. Sometimes if you say whatever it is, that's what mama and daddy said. So it's I'm having the same battle, man, and it's hard when kids are so young. They don't have that that level of understanding. So you kind of got to be patient. I'm learning, and I suck at patience, bro.
Yeah,
so sometimes I'll definitely lose my cool and I yell sooner than I want to.
Yeah.
But it's tough, man, because they so young. It's like, bro, why are you not understanding what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm sometimes I'm like, LJ, I'm literally walking to the kitchen getting a Pop-Tart, and he's still upset.
Yelling at you.
Why
like, are you doing what he wants?
Sometimes I'm like, hey, man, what are you talking like, I got to check them, bro, but they don't. It's tough, man.
But then the flip side of that is like you see moments where they're so smart and you're like, I know you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's
like
the thing.
You know it. You just playing right now.
Yeah.
But it's because at 2 and 3 they're seeing how much they can get away with.
Exactly.
And I hate to say it like that, but it's just the truth, man. Like we as humans naturally want to find the easiest way to do anything.
And we test our limits. Even as adults, we test our limits, man.
Yeah, exactly.
So
like when I was in school, man, I always saw how much could I not do my homework or could I not study right up until I needed to study to take the test. Exactly. So and they're just more at the simplest form. Like being children.
And that's the tough part, man, with kids so young. It's like sometimes I almost wonder, like, man, I can't wait till you get to a point where whatever. But I don't want to not cherish where he's at right now, and that's the balance of it all that I'm trying to figure out. Let me just enjoy these moments. Yeah, it's frustrating sometimes, but it just having that patience and that state of being present.
Well, what you just said right there is that's been a tough one for me, man, because it's like sometimes I live so much in the future, and I live so much into like what he's going to become if we don't handle or put this in check now. That it's like his 2s are going to be gone so fast. Right. And he's 4 out of nowhere.
Man, and I've done it. I think I told you one time I was working out, bro, when Alexis was pregnant with LJ, my first child. I was so focused on, man, my wife not working. I'm not making that much money. Yeah. I'm thinking about how we going to pay bills when the baby here, how we going to do that, how we going to do that. So I wasn't mentally present for a lot of her first pregnancy just because I'm focused on. And in my mind, I don't think I'm doing what's right as a husband. Like, I'm trying to prepare the future, make sure we good, but I'm missing moments of planning a baby shower or just her belly growing for the first time. So it's just now knowing that I'm a lot more aware and conscious of, let me make sure that, even though he's 3, my other son Levi's 11 months, let me just be here, enjoy what's going on. And obviously, again, I'm not perfect. I have my moments where I blow my cool for sure, but just talking to a lot of older men, they help me just paint that picture of like it's gonna fly by.
But those older men, it's like anyone that's when you say older men, they probably got kids who are our age, probably. Right? You know what I mean? And that generation, they weren't involved at all with their kids. Exactly. You know what I mean? And it was really it was pretty much put your head down, like grind it out, like and that's just where it's tough too, is because like we're trying to be the fathers that our fathers couldn't have always been when it comes to the emotional side of things. Like I would say my dad's pretty like in tune with his emotions, but I'm pretty sure when I was 2 and 3, he wasn't at all. Right. Like once I got to like 15, like he definitely developed a little bit better of like an emotional standard. But again, his dad, that generation before was like, "No, you going to war yet? Where you at? Hey, you not fighting in the army yet?" Like,
exactly. So like what you're saying is what people have to kind of be aware of and make sure they don't forget that each set of our parents are doing what they thought was the best at the time, and they based on how their parents were and so forth and so on. So like, I know sometimes our generation can do I think a tough job on, I guess, not blaming. I don't want to say blame, but like putting so much pressure or I guess responsibility on our parents for I didn't do this, so this is why this happens. Or I didn't learn financial literacy, so this is why I'm spending money unwisely. But like at some point though, you kind of gotta well, how can I change my situation? Like that's enough. I mean, again, there's some truth to what they're saying. Like, I get it, but at some point I think like with us, if let's say we were somehow bad to our kids, we can't, like, how much longer can we keep using the excuse of, well, my dad didn't do this? It's like at some point you got to take accountability. And again, our parents were only doing the best with what they could at that time. So like,
I think like outside of our parent thing is like what you were speaking on. It really should be like awareness of yourself though at that point. Yeah. Because for example, my mom has an English barrier, right? So I feel the need to over communicate with everybody. Yeah. Like everybody, which in my opinion makes me a good trainer, makes me a good communicator. But sometimes in flustered situations, I want to sit there and have these conversations all the way down to the core because I never got that with my mother. Yeah. But how long can I use that excuse that, I didn't have the greatest communication in the household, so that's why I'm just going to over communicate to everyone I have a conversation with. Right. And that's not fair to other people. So in reality, I need to like, I don't even know the best word for it, but step up to the plate and address my own issues.
Yeah, and just do the work. And again, it takes time, but like, all I'm saying is like we just have to start doing the work ourselves. for like whatever area we think we're lacking in because of our upbringing or because of our surrounding, because of whatever. You know what I'm saying? It just like with going back to with the kids and like not trying to be so focused on the future, and it's a natural thing to do. Like you said, I think we as humans we always so fixated on trying to see what's next before next is even here, and that's why God always and what Jesus preached in Matthew 6 about don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow have enough words of His own, and be so present and focused because it's so much more that we can miss by not being here in the moment.
Yeah, and man, that's something I need to work on a lot, bro. Just because I was just having this conversation today with Taryn about it. It's just sometimes I live so much in that future, and it's because I'm so concerned about like every little thing that I do lose the moments. So it's something I need to work on too. Yeah,
it's tough, and you gotta have a balance because you gotta like. The flip side, you gotta you want to plan for the future.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to sit here and be willy-nilly. If I pay the bills for the gym, we'll see. Like, you definitely want to have a plan, get some clients going there. But I think what you can lose yourself in letting that plan dwell too much in your mind and kind of calculate yourself.
Yeah.
Where again in Matthew 6, you talk about don't worry about tomorrow because tomorrow has enough worries of its own. So like each day you got stuff you got to handle. So like don't be too focused on the future. And it's a hard balance, bro, because I find myself struggling with that a lot, man. Like, I want to make sure the kids are good when they're in high school or college or
set them up
when
right.
I'm not here or whatever. But again, I think you just, set some things up in motion and then just ultimately have faith, trust God, and control what you can control in the present.
Yeah. No, that's good, man. That's
Easier
good.
said than done for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Easier said than done.
Yeah.
Because again, I'm thinking about, my son is 3, and I'm thinking about, okay, what about preschool, kindergarten, middle school? What are you going to play basketball at? What's in the city? The mind just start racing, bro. And before you know it, I just spent a week Googling the best high schools. My son ain't even 5 yet, bro. Yeah. So it's tough, man.
He just learned how to shoot 5 feet out.
Just learned how to shoot. Basketball still this big. So it's tough, man. But it's.
I seen that he got a new basketball hoop though for his birthday.
I had to get him.
Yeah, bro. You be blocking his shot yet?
Of course.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Of course. Even with that, like I want him to. I definitely want him to play obviously basketball, but like pretty much as many sports as he can.
Yeah.
I think that's just really, it brings good balance to a kid playing multiple sports, baseball, soccer, football, you know what I'm saying?
I ain't even gonna lie, man. I love that your son is a year older than mine because then it's like he's just always gonna be a little bit better than my son.
Trust me, I'm gonna make sure he bring it to him too.
So, but then it's like I want that because then my son always plays up. Mm-hmm. Like that's what I like. I've always noticed that like the kids who play up are always the better.
They usually are,
yeah.
That's
so
true.
Like look at LaMelo. He really is the best brother. Sometimes I love Lonzo though, bro.
Yeah.
Like Lonzo is nice, bro. But LaMelo, he got everything. I
still think Lonzo the better. I don't know.
It's tough, bro.
LaMelo. So switching, LaMelo is he's a flashier ball brother, of course. But I think Lonzo just
structurally the best one out of
basketball player. Like LaMelo can sell tickets for sure.
Yeah.
He gonna go underhand, full court dime, on target.
But it's like, who would I feel safer with in a playoff game? Lonzo. For sure.
Well, not right now because his injuries is crazy. But in the perfect world,
healthy standard. Like when they're both healthy.
I'm going with Lonzo, bro.
Oh man, I never said that out loud, but yeah, bro, you're right. Lonzo. I think I would too. I did not mean to go into basketball right away, but I wanted to ask another question about what's it like having a 3-year-old and now about to have a 1-year-old, bro. Like, what's that? How do you balance the showing LJ like that you still love him, that there's no love lost with having a second child?
It's tough, man. I think. It was definitely tough early on, like when Levi was first born. Those first couple months. He's 1,000% dependent on us for everything. He can't even hold his neck up without that. Yeah, exactly. They got that loose neck. So, and then what naturally happens, or at least what should naturally happen, and I think it kind of does for the most part. Is and this is why 2-parent households are important. Yes, I said it. But this is why 2-parent households are important because, especially when it comes to multiple kids, man. Because naturally. The mom, she'll be with the newborn because that's just, she's more nurturing. Yeah. There's things that she physically can do that we cannot, i.e. breast milk. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it makes sense for her to be with the newborn, and then I naturally kind of be with LJ because he's still super active. He still wants to play, still do that. So it kind of goes this course where we would spend a lot of kind of separate time from each other. So they kind of hurt me and Alexis' relationship because now we feel like we ain't hang out in a week because I'm with LJ outside. She's in the house with Levi on the couch. Feeding and stuff like that, but
I don't even know if this came up in conversations, but it's like, oh, you get to go have fun, and I got to just sit here and like, I don't know if that ever came up, but like sometimes that could be a conversation.
It can, no, for real, because And it could be either way. Like sometimes I may think that, man, she get to chill and watch TV. I'm fighting for my life. Me and LJ been outside
in the sun.
It's July and we still playing basketball. I'm like, man, Daddy is sweating and he's still going full throttle.
Because I don't think people understand. Like when you don't have kids, I'm at a 2-year-old. You're at a 3-year-old, but like you got another one. But that energy is on a whole nother level,
the thing. Like,
bro.
it ain't even like terrible twos. I don't like saying that, but they just are hyperactive. Like
bro, exploring, bro,
and they exploring a new world. So you got to be careful because you don't want to kill that in them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you got to help them kind of contain it a little bit. So like, we'll have, and I guess back to that. So now, as Levi got older, he got to, because he's about to be 1 in November. Yeah. So now to the point where they can kind of start playing together a little bit. And he's still kind of wobbling with his walk, so it's still kind of, and with 2 boys it's different though, because I grew up with a brother, so I know that boys can kind of be naturally a little
just
more
roughhousing.
So sometimes Alexis, and we had a little tit for tat about that one day where I think LJ kind of just went and like just kicked Levi down a little bit. He cried for a few seconds, and she didn't scold him, but she kind of like, hey, y'all chill out. Or something like that in a little harsher way. And I like, and I came like, it's cool. They gonna do what they do. She's like, well, I feel like you always getting on me about the boys. I'm like, I'm not getting on you. It's like I just know how it is to have brothers, and like that's gonna naturally happen. Like as long as they're not crossing the line, biting each other. So sometimes I let them get away with a couple of hits because I know they boys. They freaking they were taking a bath together. LJ laughed at Levi's butt. Like look at his butt and just start laughing. Like that's just goofy, man. So like learning how to nurture that 2-brother relationship in a good way.
Does Alexis have siblings?
She do, but again, she has an older sister and a younger brother.
Okay, so and being the middle is a whole different world,
exactly,
too, which I would never understand.
Right,
like,
and it's different. And with sisters and daughters, it's a different dynamic. I grew up with me and my brother and my dad and my mom, so we was always rough and loud. And my mom she's not a girly girl. Yeah. So it's a lot of loud noises and clashes and beings in my household. So I get that.
See, and I come from a little bit of a different dynamic, bro, where like my brother always had to like watch out for me, so we never really like fought like that. Right. He was just always like an authority figure almost. Like, so it's like almost the complete opposite, but in the same realm of like boys.
What's the age difference?
He's 4 years older than me. Okay. So it's not too bad, to be honest.
Not. And my brother was 5 years, so it was a little bit of both. But luckily my brother's goofy too. So like he was kind of that authority figure, but he's also goofy. So we would fight, wrestle, all that stuff like that. And then of course, as you get older, I want to test my limits against him. I'm like, you know what? You ain't that much bigger than you think you is. Stuff like that, bro. But I
remember the craziest thing my mom ever made me and my brother do. We were arguing. So like we did fight, but like she was like, y'all want to argue? All right, both of y'all come in the living room right now. And she was like, John, you hit Matt first.
You probably like, wait a minute, wait.
And so, and out of nowhere, we were both in martial arts at this time, and he comes in with a roundhouse to my stomach. And I didn't think he would roundhouse kick me, bro. Like full on went anime mode, bro, and like that's powered my gut. And then I fall to my like knees a little bit, and then my mom, I think she realized, like, maybe this wasn't a good idea, and then stopped it. I was like, do I not get my lick?
She realized this might not go the way I thought it would.
Yeah, bro. But I think that's the difference with raising boys. Like you ain't never gonna make 2 daughters do that. Like what do you mean? Like you know what I mean?
And they probably some daughters that do that, but it's not as common.
Yeah, and even the parenting on it. Like my mom would not have made 2 girls.
Exactly. That's the thing. It's a different approach to parenting. But I mean, so overall, but it's fun, man. It was tough. Yeah. Showing him, and we had talks a lot about making sure that LJ still feels that love, because it's different from going from, and I did a decent job, I think, putting myself in his shoes every situation. Like, how would he feel? Like he went from just him and the 2 people he loved the most, and now we got this new baby, and now we both, and now like mom and dad all in his face, and so he had moments where he would kind of do things for attention. I had to make sure that I like, hey, I see you, I see you, son. Like I acknowledge you. So making sure he still felt that love and attention.
Because that's something I'm afraid of, man. Like, because we want another child, and my mom has always told me the story of my brother like feeling like he lost love whenever I was born. Yeah. And it's like, you 4, grow up. But nah, like that's something I just don't want to do. Like I want to make sure that like that I give Coda the same attention. Right. Or just divert the
and it's gonna be tough, but like I said, with a 2-parent household, and also just what we did was we tried to incorporate LJ with everything we did with Levi. So like
can you grab his diaper?
Yeah, stuff like that. Like, hey, we got to change Levi. Come watch, or come grab his diaper, or do stuff like that, just to make it feel like he's a part of the family. He's not just sitting there in the corner digging his nose. Like, man, bump them, bro. Bump his baby, bump all that.
They just put the TV on for me every time.
Exactly. Yeah. But like now, bro, like it's beautiful, man. Like he's about to be 1, LJ's 3, so now they can really start to get playing together in the backyard together.
That's exciting, bro.
So it's not gonna get easier, but I feel like now I feel like this is what dads thrive at. Like anything with energy outdoors, this is like, at least for me, this is where I thrive. Now I can push him a little harder.
Yeah.
I can slap his ball a little farther. Now I can get more engaged because, when they're so small, not that we can't do much, but we're a little limited. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Especially when you have two.
Exactly.
And well, what do you do about like fits? Like lately, what I've been doing is I just absolutely ignore it. Mm-hmm. Like, go ahead, throw it. Throw your fit, fall to the ground.
And the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm still new, so I'm experimenting myself. But like we've done put him in timeouts a couple of times. Give him like a little chair, put him in the corner, and I seen a video about like giving him like 1 or 2 toys to help him kind of calm down or whatever.
Oh,
and again, I'm trying stuff. I would be the first to admit I have no idea what I'm doing. Bro.
Yeah.
I am trial and error, man.
Yeah. You mentioned it earlier. Like a core unit of a family is important. Like having both parents in the household is important. We've glorified like having single households. And what that means is like, we can get into it if we want, but this independent woman thing, like I don't need no man statement. Like I hate that statement.
Yeah.
I hate that so much because as men, we were never taught we don't need no women.
Right.
And women in the new generation are being taught you don't need no man in your life to be successful. Now I get what they mean.
Right.
Go get a job. Go build your career, all of that, right? But what they're doing is they're kind of throwing men under the bus by throwing that blanket statement saying you don't need no man.
Right.
And I just think that like the culture of America is just it's so funky, man. Like let's hustle, and we're gonna lose this core unit of a family. I told Taryn today, like I would rather us be more happy and family based than financially based.
It's the idea of, I guess, redefining what you think success is.
Yeah.
And even with like your statement about the independent woman, like you said, those things are good. Like you should want your career established, your feet set firmly on the foundation. You should want all those things, and I would even give them grace because I see why they said it. Because for a while, a lot of men and the men still are nothing of quality. So I get why they're saying it, but I think to reduce the idea of a man as just being a provider or whatever, like you need both. Like I'm not saying men are more important than women. Like you need both. Yeah. I think in a family or a household.
Well, shoot, bro, let's end that there. That was really dope. I appreciate you. I know we can get deeper into these topics.
We can get a lot deeper.
Go ahead.